I've had a really weird day today. I've had some creative stuff to do. I've suddenly really got into making things, which is weird because at this time of year I usually stop. It gets too cold, it's too dark outside, the night's drawing too fast. But it's been really cold today, so although I am dressed, I've had my dressing gown all day because it's been 14 degrees in the flat, and I spent most of the day with a hot water bottle strapped to my front underneath my dressing gown as well, which has helped. And I've also drifted between doing work and raiding the fridge, because one of the other problems when it gets really cold is I just want a snack. I look for sugar. So it's been a weird one. Today I was going to do a little end of month update about just stuff that's changed really. Things I've been doing this month. There's not very much to talk about really, but I just couldn't get into it, and it's now almost getting dark, catching the last of the light at the front room window, and thought I'd start talking about this now, and then I'll finish off tomorrow. Today is Tuesday, and Tuesdays are weird because at 6 o'clock I go over the road and do the first chunk of my week's cleaning for the business. I go over there late because people will still be in the office until about 5:30. So it's a weird one because I can't really settle down for the day because I'll do dinner at 5. I then have to be ready to go out at 6. So I'm kind of in between getting geared up to get changed and go out, and just wishing I could just sit on the sofa with my dressing gown and a nice cup of tea. So Tuesdays are a weird one. I don't really like Tuesdays now because I can't just keep working until I change my mind. Anyway, so a brief thing I was going to talk about was surveys. Some of my survey companies have been a bit slow this month, and I think I'm going to have to dump one or two. There's one called Testing Time, which is very disappointing. It's just not worth having. And the other one, which I used to really like, Moviegoers, where I'd review 3 movie adverts a week. You get £2.50 for doing 3, and then you get a tenner at the end of the month. It's just stopped doing them, and now they just offer out surveys, and you get like 1 survey a month, so that's a waste of time. So I think I'm going to dump that one as well. But I have 2 new survey sites which I've just started up this last couple of weeks. One is called Your View, and the other is called Crowdology. And they've taken a couple of weeks to get going, but they've actually looks like they might do okay. So I'm going to stick with those as replacements. Surveys has been really slow this month. Normally I'd make about 200 a month doing surveys. I've only made about 136 this month. Some of that might be because it's coming towards the end of the year, and I think most brands are now more focused on their Christmas ranges, and I haven't seen any Christmas surveys coming through. And the other thing is that because I'm 8.5 hours a week, I'm off doing other things, earning different money. That might be making a difference as well, because that's the equivalent of a day's worth of work lost, and that can make a difference. So I'll see if that becomes an ongoing trend. Not that it'll matter, I'll still keep doing the surveys because they're good extra pin money. So yeah, so that's end of the month really. Not much else happened really, I've got to be honest with you. I'm sure I'll think of something else to say tomorrow. I'm just powering through the rest of Tuesday. I'm going to do dinner in about an hour, and then get myself organised and go off and do my clean, which hopefully will warm me up, partly because I'm moving around and partly because they have the heating blasting out at this place like anything, so it's a nice place to go and defrost, and that's nice because I can't feel my feet at all today. It's just not on. I've got socks and slippers on. I'm not very good with the cold. I'm a bit naff. I'm getting to that age where I don't battle the cold so well. Anyway, so that's it for now, and I will finish off maybe tomorrow. I've got my 3-hour clean tomorrow, so it's probably going to be Thursday now, but It is what it is. I'm sure you're not that bothered. It's a bit later. I decided to pop into Morrisons after I'd done my cleaning work, which is also just over the road. I don't normally go in this late. It's I probably left there at 7:30. Thought I'd have a look around. It's nice and quiet, I have to say. I do like how quiet it is in Morrisons at this time. So I thought I'd have a look, see what I could find. A couple of bags of parsnips, which are 15p. Those were the only vegetables, however, because this time of night it's more dairy encounter. The prices weren't that amazing, actually. I expected things to be like really low, but maybe you've got to go in just before they shut at 10 o'clock or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I saw 2 bits of cheese. There's a Cambozola there. That was 52p. And another Cambozola. For some reason, same cheese, same original price, both 52p. I'm going to turn this into cheese sauce and put it in the freezer, because I love cheese sauce with a pasta dish, especially like a pasta bake. And cheese is a nightmarishly expensive thing to buy, so I'm going to turn that into a cheese sauce, package it individually and stick it in the freezer. If you're after fairly average supermarket bakery products, they have plenty of those. I've got 2 steak bakes here for 57p. They've been a little bit flattened, but I'm going to stick those in the freezer. They will last forever in there. Sausage rolls. I think there's 8 in a pack here. 51p. And the actual bakery counter, which I never go to because it's never cheap. 2 savoury vegan rolls, 38p. They're the good size. They're the long ones, so they're not like the short ones, not like those. And here's a little treat: 4 apple, rhubarb and custard slices. Quite good sized slices, actually. That's like 4 desserts. So a lot of this will go in the freezer. That'll go in the freezer. They'll go in the freezer. The cheese I will turn into a cheese sauce. Not entirely sure what the original price of that will be. I will put that up somewhere there. But this shop came to £3.62. That's not bad. £3.62. That's a very 11th hour, because it's like the last day of October, so I will probably stick this on November shop now, just because none of it's going to get eaten today anyway, so it might as well go in tomorrow's. But I think that's a bit of a bargain. I'll take that. Every little helps. I've just finished my Wednesday clean. I always get a little bit, got to go and do that today, but it goes really fast. Not helped by the fact that they do like to chat. It's the only problem with cleaning when someone's in, is that they like the company. So I have to try and cut conversations a little bit short, just so that I can get everything done in time. Otherwise a 3-hour clean would take a lot longer. Anyway, I'll get this thing straight. I'm heading back via Sainsbury's because there's a freebie in the offing, and I have gift cards. I bought something on Nectar Points last week and took it back because I realised I could get the same thing cheaper elsewhere. So I took it back, and they'd only give me a gift card, which is fine. It all goes the same way. But also, late yesterday, I realised that one of my long haul survey sites, I'd reached the points to cash in the points limit. You have to get 5,000 points, and I think it's taken me over a year. I don't think I've ever cashed out on this survey site, and they only cash out in certain kinds of gift cards. And I had a choice of Tesco or Sainsbury's, so I went with Sainsbury, and it's 50 quid. So I've got a 50 quid gift card with Sainsbury's, which means I might not need to buy shopping for the rest of the year now. I hope you liked my little mini Morrisons shopping haul from last night. I had one of the vegan sausage rolls for breakfast today. I don't normally do breakfast, but on Wednesdays, because I miss lunch, because I'm out doing the clean, I had a vegan sausage roll, and it was alright. Like cold leftovers, it's fine. So I'm just heading back to the Sainsbury's en route home, because it makes sense, and pick up my freebie. Get into the right lane, always helpful. I like that I now get out once a week deliberately to drive, because if I have other errands that I need to do, like last week I went to the dump with stuff from the studio that had to go into recycling, like proper household recycling, and it means that I can now build that into my week. And things like going to Tesco's, which would be an hour's walk away, and I can now go once a week because I'm near there. Just makes everything a bit easier and a bit cheaper, because if I'm out anyway, I might as well just carry on with the same journey. It's me waffling because I don't really have much else to say at the moment. Things are quite quiet. Noticed a lot of my recent posts are quite focused on stuff to do with universal credit and what have you, and that's definitely increased my number of subscribers. The numbers have gone through the roof, actually. I've been really surprised, and I don't know whether that's a good thing. I don't know whether all the people that are following me are following for the right reasons, because obviously there have been a few not very nice comments, which I do sometimes talk about. Doesn't mean I'm going to publish them, that's for sure, because I'm not going to give them that kind of airtime. But I don't mind talking about certain comments if it means that I'm talking about something that needs to be spoken about. So I'm just filling gaps now, like doing a little bit of a ramble with, this is kind of part of my end of month roundup. There's one more thing I'm going to talk about when I get home, which is the change in the energy prices, but I'll do that when I get home, because I'm just going to go into Sainsbury's and get my freebie. So I just want to finish off this post, this update, just to talk about energy briefly. So we knew that the rates were going to change again on the 1st of October. And back in September, I had an email from my energy provider, who is Outfox the Market, just reminding me that that was going to change on the 1st of October. But they've also done some other things. So in the past, we've had discounts on, I think it was unit rates, which did make a huge difference. And when those stopped, you really noticed the difference. So they were doing three things from the 1st of October when the standard rates changed for everybody. So as an Outfox the Market customer, they're reducing my gas standing charge by 50% from the 1st of October, freezing my electricity standing charge, and dropping my electricity unit rate. So my electricity standing charge is 48.96 pence per day, and that is going to stay as it is. My electricity unit rate before the 1st of October has been 27.08 pence per kilowatt, and Outfox are going to reduce that to 25.13 pence per kilowatt from the 1st of October. As for my gas standing charge before the 1st of October was 27.72 pence per day, and from the 1st of October that has reduced to 14.10 pence per day. As for the actual kilowatt charges, those will remain at the pre 1st of October current rate, which was 6.79 pence per kilowatt. I don't know how this is going to affect my bills long term. My bill for my energy provider last month, which is gas and electric from the same people, comes to £37.88. And I was away in September, so that's a bit lower than usual, although my electricity usage doesn't change that much when I'm not here, because I have the fridge is still on and I have my 2 little countertop freezers, and most of the other stuff that I use is very low level. So I have 3 LED lights that I use around the flat. I have my laptop, charging phones, things like that, so I don't have any big capacity. I try to keep things like using the washing machine and the oven on very limited use, so it doesn't change that much, but I'm interested to see how things will change. I'm just going to move over to the natural light. This is a problem when you don't have a decent or proper studio setup and you're reliant on the light, is that in winter everything becomes very dark. My front room window is really my go-to spot for recording anything now, because I have reasonable sized windows and the light is outside, and I try not to put on lights indoors unless I really have to for something like this, like where I'm at the laptop, because I need the information. So we'll see how we get on. My next meter reading is the end of the first week of November, so that's coming up really soon, and then I get my new bill through usually around the 13th of the month, so that'll give me an idea of how things might look going forward. I'll need to do some calculations to work out exactly what I'm saving per kilowatt and per hour and all that sort of thing. And obviously meter readings are different numbers, so I have to put everything into spreadsheets and make sure that it all makes sense, but you can never have enough spreadsheets, simple as that. So that's my update. I'm pleased that some of the rates have changed on my energy. When the announcement came through, I thought, oh, this isn't going to make much of a difference. When you look at the numbers, I mean, a half rate on gas. I don't use a lot of gas, to be honest with you. I would have liked that on the electricity, really. That would have made the big difference. Particularly, but having said that, I do have the discount on the unit rate for electricity, which is really need it. So that's that update, and I'll just throw something in to add to that as I go. So I think that's everything I really need to say for this month. I did a separate food thing, and most of the things I'm just doing throughout the month, because otherwise you end up with one long massive video and nothing else for the rest of the week. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it's been useful. If you're looking for a decent energy provider, maybe you're fed up with yours and you're not tied in. You know, I'm on a variable rate, but to be honest with you, there aren't any fixed rates that are worth having at the moment, so it's worth shopping around. I found my one through Money Saving Expert, which is a great website it's the best place to find in the deals, but other comparison sites probably show it up as well. I don't know that there's an awful lot going around at the moment. It's all a bit much of a muchness, and with all the additional problems that are having around the world, those costs can change all the time. they were talking about petrol costs going up, and ours have suddenly dropped again, which probably means there's suddenly going to be a rate increase again, and you know, you can't predict anything at the moment. So that's it. Enough waffle from me. Hope this has been useful to you in some way and you've managed to get something out of it. And do add comments, as everyone seems to be adding a lot more comments now, and it's really nice having conversations with people about how they're managing things, and that you know, some of my advice is helping, and people giving me good advice as well, obviously. So YouTube is just such a fantastic community for that. So thank you very much for participating.